The night was dark and stormy, with thunder echoing through the vast expanse of the ocean. Waves crashed violently against the rocky cliffs, sending sprays of salty water into the air. The wind howled like a tortured soul, carrying with it an eerie sense of foreboding. In the midst of this tempest, a shadowy figure emerged from the darkness and approached the desolate beach. The figure stumbled over the uneven terrain, guided only by the dim light of a flickering lantern. As it drew nearer, the silhouette became clearer, a weather-beaten sailor, his tattered coat clinging to his frail frame. His eyes were haunted, mirroring the tumultuous sea that had battered his vessel into submission. The source of the sailor's despair lay ahead, a colossal, decrepit ship, its skeletal remains marooned on the unforgiving shore. The ancient vessel, once a proud beacon of maritime prowess, now lay broken and abandoned. The wood creaked and groaned in agony, like the anguished cries of a dying beast. The sailor, Captain Nathaniel Blackwood, was a man of the sea, weathered by years of navigating treacherous waters. However, the sight before him struck fear into the depths of his weathered heart. The ship, which had borne witness to countless voyages and harrowing tales, now stood as a ghostly relic of maritime tragedy. Driven by a morbid curiosity, Captain Blackwood approached the ghost ship. The lantern's feeble glow cast eerie shadows on the twisted remnants of the once majestic vessel. The air hung heavy with a putrid stench, a mixture of rotting wood and the lingering essence of souls lost at sea. As Captain Blackwood stepped onto the splintered deck, an unnatural silence enveloped him. The wind ceased its relentless howling, and the waves hushed to a whisper. The only sound was the rhythmic creaking of the ship, like a phantom heartbeat echoing through the void. The captain navigated the labyrinthine corridors, each step resonating with the echoes of forgotten voices. Faint whispers and spectral murmurs seemed to beckon him deeper into the heart of the ship, where the darkness clung like a malevolent force. In the bowels of the ship, Captain Blackwood discovered a dilapidated cabin. The door creaked open with a mournful groan, revealing a scene frozen in time. Tattered curtains swayed eerily in the stagnant air, and the skeletal remains of a long-forgotten captain slumped over a rotting desk. A journal lay open, its pages filled with cryptic symbols and the mad ramblings of a tortured soul. As Captain Blackwood attempted to make sense of the writings, a sudden gust of wind extinguished his lantern. The darkness swallowed him whole, and the ship seemed to come alive with spectral energy. Whispers intensified, and shadows danced like malevolent spirits. With a trembling hand, Captain Blackwood relit his lantern, only to find himself face to face with the apparition of the long-deceased captain. The ghostly figure stared into his soul with hollow eyes, its voice a ghastly moan recounting tales of a cursed voyage and a mutinous crew condemned to roam the seas for eternity. Haunted by the wails of the lost souls, Captain Blackwood fled the ghost ship, leaving the accursed vessel behind. As he stumbled back onto the desolate beach, the storm began to subside, and the once turbulent sea calmed to an eerie stillness. Captain Nathaniel Blackwood, now a broken man, wandered away from the haunted shore, haunted by the spectral visions of the ghost ship. The memory of the cursed vessel and the tortured souls within would forever linger in his nightmares, a haunting reminder of the horrors that lay hidden beneath the waves. The broken ship, abandoned and forsaken, remained a testament to the dark mysteries that the sea held, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to uncover its secrets. Months passed since Captain Blackwood's encounter with the ghost ship, but the nightmares persisted. The spectral whispers echoed in his mind, driving him to the brink of madness. His once stalwart crew had scattered, unable to shake the profound sense of dread that clung to them like a sinister shadow. Captain Blackwood became a recluse, haunted by the memories of that fateful night. The sea, once his ally, now seemed to conspire against him, mirroring the stormy turbulence of his tormented soul. The ghostly apparitions of the cursed ship appeared in the distant fog, a phantom reminder of the maritime horror that had befallen him. Driven by an insatiable need for answers, Captain Blackwood sought out experts in the occult and maritime lore. He delved into ancient tomes and consulted mystics who claimed to commune with the spirits of the sea. The more he learned, the darker the revelations became. The ship, it seemed, was cursed by an ancient maritime deity, exacting revenge for sins committed on the high seas. Desperation gnawed at Captain Blackwood's sanity as he hatched a plan to break the curse. Armed with arcane knowledge and a newfound sense of purpose, he returned to the forsaken beach, determined to confront the malevolent force that lurked within the ghost ship. As he approached, the atmosphere grew thick with an otherworldly energy. The wind whispered warnings, and the waves seemed to recede in anticipation of the impending confrontation. The ghost ship loomed on the horizon, a dark silhouette against the waning light of the setting sun. Captain Blackwood, armed with esoteric symbols and ancient artifacts, boarded the ship once more. The air pulsed with an unnatural energy as he ventured into the heart of the vessel. The ship resisted, its decrepit structure groaning in protest, but Captain Blackwood pressed on, fueled by a determination born of desperation. In the cabin where he had first encountered the ghostly captain, Captain Blackwood performed a ritual to commune with the vengeful spirit. The air crackled with supernatural energy as the spectral figure materialized before him. The ghostly captain's eyes bore into his soul, and a disembodied voice spoke of betrayal, mutiny, and the blood-soaked history that had cursed the ship. With a solemn plea for forgiveness, Captain Blackwood invoked ancient rites to appease the maritime deity. The ship shuddered, and a blinding light enveloped the cabin. The ghostly captain's visage contorted in agony before dissipating into the ethereal mist. As the light faded, Captain Blackwood emerged from the cabin, exhausted but triumphant. The ghost ship, once a vessel of doom, now lay still. The curse had been lifted, and the restless spirits found solace in the afterlife. The sea, no longer tainted by malevolence, embraced the shipwreck with a gentle tide. Captain Blackwood, forever changed by the harrowing ordeal, stood on the shore, watching as the cursed vessel succumbed to the ocean's embrace. With the curse lifted, Captain Blackwood's nightmares gradually faded. The once turbulent sea now seemed to offer a sense of redemption. The broken ship, a relic of maritime horror, returned to the depths, its secrets buried beneath the waves. Yet, as Captain Blackwood walked away from the beach, he couldn't shake the feeling that the sea still held untold mysteries, whispers of ancient curses and the souls of those who dared to venture into the abyss. The haunted captain, scarred by his encounter, disappeared into obscurity, leaving the ghost ship's legacy to become another chilling tale passed down through maritime lore. Years passed, and the tale of Captain Blackwood and the haunted ship became a cautionary legend among sailors. The cursed vessel, now reclaimed by the sea, faded into maritime folklore, a warning whispered from one generation of seafarers to the next. The beach where the ship had washed ashore remained eerily quiet, as if nature itself had sealed the secrets within the sands. Captain Blackwood, a changed man with a haunted past, lived out the rest of his days in seclusion. The sea, once his livelihood and passion, now held an unsettling allure. He found solace in the quietude of a coastal town, far removed from the tumultuous waves that had once carried him into the heart of darkness. Despite his attempts to distance himself from the maritime mysteries that had consumed him, the call of the sea lingered. In his quiet moments, Captain Blackwood could still hear the distant echoes of ghostly whispers and the phantom groans of the cursed ship. The sea, like an old adversary, seemed to beckon him back, a reminder that some horrors never truly released their grip. As the years rolled on, Captain Blackwood's story became a half-forgotten tale, relegated to the dusty pages of maritime archives. Yet, the sea held on to its secrets, and the broken ship that had haunted Captain Blackwood's nightmares became a spectral memory, waiting to resurface with the next storm. The coastal town, unaware of the dark history that had unfolded on its shores, carried on with its simple existence. Fishermen cast their nets into the waves, children played along the beach, and life moved forward, as it always does. Yet, beneath the facade of tranquility, the sea harbored ancient secrets, and the ghost of the cursed ship waited for the right moment to return. One stormy night, years after Captain Blackwood had vanished into obscurity, a group of curious adventurers arrived at the coastal town. Drawn by tales of the haunted ship and the mysteries that surrounded it, they set out to explore the beach where the vessel had met its demise. The wind whispered through the cliffs, and the waves crashed against the shore with a familiar, ominous rhythm. As the adventurers approached the desolate beach, the air thickened with an otherworldly energy. The sea, forever a keeper of secrets, seemed to hold its breath, anticipating the unfolding of a tale that had been dormant for far too long. The broken ship, though swallowed by the ocean depths, had left an indelible mark on the shoreline. The adventurers, unaware of the horrors that awaited them, ventured into the darkness. The ghost ship's legacy, a lingering specter in the maritime tapestry, awaited its next chapter, ready to ensnare those who dared to unravel its secrets. And so, the haunted tale of the broken ship continued, echoing through the corridors of time, a reminder that some mysteries are best left undisturbed in the depths of the sea.
Like, subscribe, and click on notifications that will allow you to stay up to date with the news and not miss videos from the channel, where there will be many more horror stories.